Welcome to Forge College. If you're following along with our tracks, you know that last time we covered analyzing impact and prioritization. Today, we are tackling integration testing and iteration. This is a vital step in the capstone project multi-contract system implementation module, which belongs to our Final Quest multi-contract system course, all part of the Solidity and Ethereum Quests track. Imagine a highly automated factory. One station processes inputs, another handles outputs. But when you flip the main power switch, the first station drops the test artifact onto the floor, completely missing the next station. The parts are high quality, but the connection point between them was never checked. This illustrates the distinction between unit testing and integration testing. Unit testing confirms the individual station's work. As we can see in our sketch here, integration testing is the dress rehearsal that proves the first station successfully hands off the artifact to the next. Running this rehearsal early catches the exact moments where parts failed to connect. You get to identify the differences between how you designed the system on paper and how it actually behaves when it runs, long before you deploy to a live network. Even if every individual smart contract is coded correctly, the entire system fails if those contracts cannot communicate. Integration testing bridges the gap between isolated success and a functional system. To run this rehearsal, we use a private, local testing floor. Specifically, we use Hardhat, which provides an offline version of the blockchain where we can control variables, combined with Ethers.js to send commands to our contracts. Let's look at the assembly line for our capstone project. In this sketch, we have three separate components: a token contract, a vault contract, and an orchestrator contract, all connected in a sequence. To test this line, we send a dummy product down the conveyor belt. Watch as the orange test artifact moves from the token station into the vault and finally over to the orchestrator. We need to verify it completes this exact journey. To do that, we check the status at every single station. We ensure the token approved the transfer. Then we check that the vault accepted the deposit, and finally, we confirm the orchestrator successfully processed it. Tracking our dummy product through these middle stages is vital. An error at step 2 corrupts step 3. If we only look at the final output, we won't know where the handoff failed. To make these results reliable, the factory floor needs to be spotless before every attempt. This brings us to fixtures and snapshots, which act like reset buttons for our testing environment. Here we have a gear mechanism, and you'll see a green refresh arrow sweeping around it, instantly wiping away the chaotic scribbles. This is exactly what fixtures do using our testing tools. Without that clean slate, your tests might fail because of leftover data from a previous run, like finding yesterday's test artifact jammed in the machinery. When that happens, you spend time debugging the test environment rather than your code. This deterministic environment isolates logic errors from random test flakiness, making it much easier to identify and fix the actual source of the problem. So what happens when the line stops? Let's say our token reaches the orchestrator, but a status flag that should say processed remains false, or a transfer limit is suddenly exceeded. When that happens, we rely on traces and event logs. In our diagram, a magnifying glass focuses on a specific assembly line node with a broken connection. Traces act like this glass, capturing the precise sequence of operations the moment a transaction fails. You take these event logs and compare them directly with your original system design blueprint. This shows you exactly where the living code deviated from your architectural plans. Common causes include contracts talking to the wrong address, parameters sent in the wrong order, or a specific rule condition that was accidentally bypassed. Transaction traces convert a failed transaction into a specific documented record of exactly which step in the communication went wrong. Once the issue is identified, you make a small, well-documented change to the contract code or the test fixture, recompile the system, and run the test again to verify the fix. We record the victory in a debug report. As you can see in this stylized ledger, this report records the failure, the transaction trace, the root cause, and the fix you applied. By saving these logs and traces in a dedicated output folder, you ensure these fixes are replicable and provide a clear history of the system's development. A comprehensive debug report turns a transient failure into a permanent, documented engineering decision. Your entire project becomes more robust because of it. When it is finally time to deploy your system, These passing tests and debug reports provide the evidence needed for risk assessments and final deployment checklists. Validating individual contract logic confirms each part functions, but verifying their collaboration is the step that confirms the system as a whole is ready for production. This lesson was made by Forge College. To learn more about smart contract architecture, Web3 concepts, and to prepare for the final deployment phase, please visit us at forge.college. Keep testing, and we'll see you in the next step.